Good afternoon, Bowerham. Mrs. Banks here on the Bowerham Broadcast. This is Bowerham Broadcast hashtag number 16. My first message is to our children that are at home. I know that there's lots of information going out at the moment that you will have heard that schools may be open from the 1st of June, particularly for the years nursery, reception, 1 and 6. At this minute in time, Mrs. Banks and all of the school team are looking at all the ways that we will be able to facilitate this, and we are trying our very, very best. But I need your mummies and your daddies to do a bit of a job for me, so that's coming up next. We are missing you so much. We can't wait for you to return, but you can only return when it's safe for you to do so. The government have put in 5 key tests that have to happen before that will happen. So although they want us all to return, and they want you to get back into your education, but most importantly about you all being together so that you can feel that we're coming to the end of this COVID-19 and life as it has been for the last couple of weeks, we have to meet these certain conditions. So that doesn't necessarily mean that we are definitely open, but as soon as Mrs. Banks knows, I will be letting you know, and I'll be letting you know how we are going to do it. What I will tell you is when and if you do come back, you will be with your class teachers. You will be with the familiar adults that you know, and you will be in your classrooms. So everything will remain the same in that instance. Okay, so the next part of my broadcast is for your parents. Parents, this is where we're at. I need to know whether or not you intend to send your children back to school, whether we open on the 1st of June for years reception, 1, 6 and nursery, and subsequently in the next couple of weeks after that whether we get to open all of school for all of the year groups. I need to make it very clear that we cannot guarantee social distancing. In fact, from the document I've just sent you, you will see that the government understands that that is a very difficult order for all children, particularly primary and particularly nursery, to keep the social distancing. What I can tell you is we will continue to do as we have done since the day of lockdown, which is to do very deep cleaning and to make sure that the children wash their hands frequently and to avoid as much social interaction that we can within reason. But children are children, they need to make sure that they are loved and feel safe and happy and secure in the environment, and that will be our job on your children's return. It may be that I have to open school part-time. It may be that I have to do a morning for half a class and an afternoon for the other half a class. So in order to facilitate what the government is asking me, I need you to indicate whether or not, with all of those things in place, whether you would be happy to send your child back to school. I appreciate for many of you that will be a no, that you feel that that is not suitable at the moment or safe for your child to do so. That is an individual decisions that you will all have to make, and everybody comes from a different part of this and a different understanding. Some are very anxious about it and some people aren't. That is just the way of the world. Some people are sticking rigidly exactly to the law of what has been expected and others aren't. This is not for me to make a judgment on, and if you indicate yes or no or change your mind, that's okay too. But we need to know numbers and need to have an idea, because that way I can decide whether or not how long I am open and when. We will obviously continue to stay open, although that isn't clear in the guidance, or not that I've found at the moment, for our key workers and our vulnerable children. So it may be I have, in the first instance, a group of children in the morning, a group of children in the afternoon, but for those vulnerable children and for our key workers, they're in all day. There will still be before and after school club facilities, and again, that will be something that you will need to speak to Susanna Keeves about if you are going back to work and you need the morning or the afternoon care. But I appreciate you need answers quickly, so I need you to do a yes or a no, and I need that now. So push the button now. I need it. If you please read the message that's on your app, and I need you to do the yes or the no by Thursday, and then that way, hopefully, I can get things in place and have more clarity while the Lancashire County Council, the government and everybody else are all working behind the scenes. Hope you're all well. It will be really lovely if we could all be back together before the summer holidays, just to be able to give us some sort of normality. Love you lots. See you soon.